We are an evolving species. We've mastered tools, conquered nature, leveraged the power of machines, and embraced technology in search of greater knowledge. Computers have empowered us further, and in the process, turn out enormous amounts of data. Today, we record and transfer more information in a year than mankind created over the past 5,000 years combined. Proof we are in the information age indeed.
When you've got the physical data, you know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any risk in losing the data now if you're storing it somewhere else electronically?
Yeah. There are risks if it's not managed, but if you think about it, your credit card numbers are stored electronically in a lot of places, and you put protection around that. You want to make sure that, especially big data, where you join a whole bunch of data sources and get a better prediction, not just prediction, a better profile of your behavior than anywhere else, that's an attractive target for hackers. And so, yes, you've got to pay attention to the privacy aspects, security, data protection, cross-border data flows, all of those kinds of risks. They're there, but they can be managed. They can be managed.
If you were to talk backups, how many backups would you have on something that's important?
Oh, gosh, don't even keep track of it anymore. Because backing up, when you're talking about petabytes and exabytes, the traditional notion of a petabyte, a backing up a petabyte, just doing the backup, physically writing it to disk will take days.
Okay.
And so you sort of back stuff up as you go along. You know, the number of locations and how do you make them independent for data disaster recovery purposes, that would have to depend on the application.
So is that where it's going now, because there's so much information out there? The backup process perhaps isn't as important as the security process and how you recover?
I wouldn't say it's not as important.
Okay.
They're all important. They're all important.
Okay. I thought that this was kind of interesting too during your speech, is that you're talking about crunching, getting to the crunch questions and then getting all the data. You're expecting people then to act on the results you get, obviously, because what's the point in doing all of this? How do you convince people that, because this is, I mean, it's relatively new, as you mentioned, with all the information coming in, how do you convince them that, yes, this is the pattern we see, this is what you should do? Yeah. Because it's almost as if you're taking out the gut feeling here, you know, and going strictly with numbers.
Yeah, it's just like Moneyball. There's all these experienced scouts that are around there, and, you know, we've got years of experience finding the right talent. How are you going to take that away from us? Yeah. Well, you can never take people out of the equation, and nor would you want to. First of all, figuring out which are the right crunchy questions to ask and which are the right important variables. People are involved in that. They will know about sources of data and factors that you wouldn't have thought of. The second thing is to make sure that you not necessarily have the most accurate prediction possible, but the most usable prediction. And usable means it's explainable. So the best model in the world, if it's got all sorts of fancy equations that no domain expert is going to be able to understand, is not going to help them. So drawing a picture is really important. I talked about data visualization and how we're getting a lot of traction, especially from senior execs now, who had said, you know, I never looked at the data that way before, but now that you allow me to sort of see and touch and drill down on the data, they get a different perspective they haven't seen before. And then on top of it, if you make that mobile, like putting it on an iPad or another kind of tablet, people are carrying that around, and we're seeing execs who formerly would never touch a model because they would have to touch a keyboard, and you know, keyboards they're kind of allergic to. But an iPad, that's cool. Okay. And so then they can literally touch the data and move it around and expand on it. And we're seeing a lot more interest at the higher levels for that.
The value is not in the data itself. The value is in how we use the data, how the data analysis shapes our decisions, how it automates our machines, how it solves our problems, and how it changes our lives. The power of the data is set to be unleashed, and its impact will be felt everywhere. We are experiencing the dawn of a new age, the age of data analytics. Put bluntly, analytics is revolutionizing our health system. Analytics enhances environmental monitoring. Analytics empowers commerce. Analytics is a game changer for professional sport. Analytics redefines the very definition of community. And analytics Analytics will drive our future. How will analytics and big data shape Alberta, its economy, and its labor market? How will analytics and big data impact you, your business, and your life? Join global and local experts for 3 days of thought-provoking discussions, insight and foresight, and surprising discoveries. Analytics empowers better decisions. Register now for Canada's largest analytics conference.